morning students. So today we are going to start a new chapter, that is transportation in animals and plants. So in this chapter we are going to study basically about the circulatory system. We are going to study about the blood vessels and many other things. So let's get started. Okay, introduction. You have learned that all organisms need food, water and oxygen for survival. They need to transport all these to various parts of their bodies. Okay, so all organisms, they need what? They need food, they need water, they need oxygen for survival. That is very, very important. And they need to transport all these to various parts of their body. You need to transport the food, the oxygen to different parts of the body. Further, animals need to transport waste to all parts from where they can be removed. Have you ever wondered how this is achieved? Okay. So animals, they also need to transport the waste materials to different parts of the body, and from there the waste materials needs to be removed. That is excretion. All of us know, isn't it? So we need to excrete in order to remove the toxic substances from the body. So how can that be achieved? So this also we are going to study in this chapter. Heart and blood vessels function to transport various substances, and together they form the circulatory system. So circulatory system basically consists of the heart, it consists of the blood vessels. Okay, so they function together to form the circulatory system. Now this is the brief diagram of the circulatory system. So this is a human body, and you can see that there are different kinds of lines here. Can you see? So this is the heart. I think all of you have understood. Then the blue lines that you see, the blue lines, these are the veins that are present in our body, and the red lines that you see, these are the arteries present in our body. Now veins and arteries, they together make up your circulatory system. They are the blood vessels. Okay, so the blood vessels, they together constitute the circulatory system. Okay, so as you can see, the veins and arteries, they move to different parts of the body. They move to different organs of the body. They are present from your head till your toe, till your hands, okay, till your fingers. Everywhere the veins and arteries, they go, because through them only the blood flows. So they are like the passage through which blood flows. That is why they are present in each and every part of your body. Okay. Now the circulatory system, the first thing that we are going to study here is the blood. Okay. What happens when you get a cut on your body? Blood flows out. All of us know, isn't it? Suppose you're playing, you injure yourself, you get a cut. Then what happens? Immediately blood flows out. So blood is the fluid which flows in blood vessels. It transports substances like digested food from the small intestine to the other parts of the body. Okay. So it is a fluid. Blood is a fluid. Fluid means it is liquid. Okay. And where it flows in the blood vessels. Okay, so it transports substances like digested food. Okay, so all of us know, you have studied about digestion. You know complete digestion occurs in the small intestine. So from the small intestine, the digested food are transported to other parts of the body through blood. Okay, so blood is the fluid that transports the digested food. Then the next function is it carries oxygen. So oxygen, we know when we inhale, where does the oxygen go? It goes to the lungs. Okay. So from the lungs, it carries oxygen to all the cells of the body. All the cells. Okay. The cells that are present in your, in your lungs, the cells present in your heart, the cells present in your brain. So everywhere oxygen goes. Okay. It also transports waste for removal from the body. Okay. Waste materials that needs to be removed from the body, that is also removed by the blood. Okay, so these are the functions of blood. So now blood is a liquid which has cells of various kinds suspended in it. Now blood actually is a liquid. All of us know blood is a liquid, but do you know that in the blood there are many cells present? I think you must not be knowing, because you cannot see any cell. Can you see? You can't see. Whenever you look at blood, it is just a liquid that comes out from your body. But you cannot see that what is present inside the blood actually. So this you can see only when you see under the microscope. Okay. So when you see under the microscope, you will see that in blood there are different varieties of cells that are present. Okay. So the fluid part of the blood is called the plasma. Okay. So now blood is actually a fluid and it has different cells. So when you consider only the fluid part, it is called the plasma. Now plasma actually it is yellowish in color. Okay, so you might think now the blood is red. How come plasma is yellow? Okay, so plasma actually is yellow but the blood is red because the blood has red blood cells in it. Red blood cells is a type of cell present in blood. It gives the blood its red color. Okay, so the blood is red because of the presence of red blood cells. But when you look at only plasma, the liquid part of the blood, that is yellow in color. Plasma is light yellowish in color. Okay, so now we come to blood cells. One type of cells are the red blood cells, that is RBC, which contain a red pigment called hemoglobin. Okay, so red blood cells in short is also called RBC. Okay, so RBCs contain a red pigment. Red pigment means a red color, which is called hemoglobin. So because of hemoglobin, RBC is red. Is it clear? So because of hemoglobin, the RBC is red, and hemoglobin is a protein. It is a protein, okay, that is present in the red blood cells. What is the function of hemoglobin, you see? Hemoglobin binds with oxygen. So we know that cells contain oxygen. So hemoglobin, it will bind, it will join, okay, with oxygen and transports the oxygen to all parts of the body. Now oxygen gets transferred only because of hemoglobin. Okay, because hemoglobin binds or joins with oxygen and carries the oxygen to different parts of the body, to each and every cell of your body, everywhere, okay, to each and every cell of your body. So hemoglobin, you can say it's like a carrier. You know carrier, isn't it? Suppose you are traveling by car, so your car is a carrier. So hemoglobin also is a carrier of oxygen. It carries the oxygen to different parts of the body, okay. It will be difficult to provide oxygen efficiently to all the cells without hemoglobin. So if there is no hemoglobin in the body, oxygen cannot go to each and every cell because there is no transport system. Hemoglobin is like a transport facility for oxygen. If there is no hemoglobin, no transport system, and the cells will not get oxygen. Third function is the presence of hemoglobin makes the blood appear red. So blood is red because of hemoglobin, because hemoglobin itself is red. So since hemoglobin is red and hemoglobin is present in RBC, that is why the blood is red. Okay. Now the second type of cells are the white blood cells or WBC. Okay. The blood also has white blood cells or WBC which fight against germs that may enter our body. So what is the function of WBCs? WBCs are the fighters of our body. They are the fighters, okay? So whenever any virus or bacteria or any foreign body enters inside our body, the WBC will fight against that and they will drive the virus or bacteria out of your body. Okay, so these are called fighters. They protect our body. Okay. Now Bojo fell down while playing a game and his knee got injured. Blood was coming out from the cut. After some time he noticed that bleeding had stopped and a dark red clot has plugged the cut. Bojo was puzzled about this. Now this is a very common observation, everyone knows about it, right? Suppose you fell down, okay, you have a cut. Then after maybe 1 or 2 days you will see a layer developing over your cut. That is called a clot, okay? So blood clot. Right, so all of us know that. That means the body is trying to heal itself. Okay, clot means the body is trying to heal itself. Okay, the clot is formed because of the presence of another type of cells in the blood called platelets. Very, very important. The third type of cell, it is called the platelets. What is the function of platelets? It protects your body. Okay, platelets, they protect your body and they help in the formation of clot. Blood clot. So if there are no platelets in blood, will your blood clot? No. Okay, that is a very, very dangerous thing. Sometimes in persons, the platelet count decreases. Okay, because of some infection or because of some disease, the platelet count decreases. So if your platelet count decreases, then your blood will not clot. Okay, so it will not clot and blood will continuously flow from your body. It will not heal. So that is a very dangerous thing. So platelets is another type of cell in blood that helps your blood to clot. Okay. Yeah, so these are the types of blood cells. These are the RBCs. As you can see, they are red in color. They are spherical in shape. Platelets, they are quite irregular in shape. White blood cells also, it is irregular in shape. You can see this is the nucleus present inside. And this is the blood vessel, okay, artery or vein. And you can see the cells of blood inside. That means blood flows through the blood vessels, okay. So looking at the shape, these are spherical. These two are irregular in shape. And this is a blood vessel and through which blood flows. Okay. So we'll continue with the explanation in the next video. Thank you.